The story of Islam in Pakistan begins in the early 8th century, when the Umayyad Caliphate sought to expand its influence beyond the Arabian Peninsula. In 711 CE, a young Arab general named Muhammad bin Qasim was sent to conquer Sindh, a region now part of modern-day Pakistan. This expedition was not merely a military campaign but a turning point in the history of South Asia. Bin Qasim's forces defeated the Hindu ruler Raja Dahir, marking the first significant Islamic presence in the region. Welcome to Informative Channel. Today, we explore the rise of Islam in Pakistan, from its early influence in the subcontinent to its role in shaping the country's identity. Stay with us for an insightful journey. The conquest of Sindh was significant for several reasons. First, it introduced Islam to the Indian subcontinent, creating a bridge between the Arab world and South Asia. Second, the Arab rulers adopted a policy of relative tolerance, allowing non-Muslims to practice their faith in exchange for a tax called jizya. This approach facilitated peaceful coexistence and gradual conversions to Islam. Third, the conquest laid the groundwork for the spread of Islamic culture, language, and governance in the region. The people of Sindh, weary of Raja Dahir's oppressive rule, welcomed the Arab invaders. Many embraced Islam, attracted by its egalitarian principles and the promise of social justice. Over time, Sindh became a melting pot of Islamic and indigenous cultures, with Arabic and Persian influences blending seamlessly with local traditions. This cultural synthesis would later define the region's identity. The role of Sufism in spreading Islam. While military conquests played a role in establishing Islam in the region, it was the Sufi saints who truly embedded the faith in the hearts of the people. Sufism, with its emphasis on spirituality, love, and inclusivity, resonated deeply with the local population. Unlike the rigid orthodoxy of some Islamic rulers, Sufis preached a message of universal brotherhood and devotion to God. Sufi saints like Data Ganj Bakhsh in Lahore, Lal Shahbaz Qalandar in Sindh, and Baba Farid in Punjab became iconic figures. Their shrines, which still attract millions of devotees annually, served as centers of learning, meditation, and cultural exchange. The Sufi tradition of Qawwali, devotional music, and poetry further enriched the region's cultural landscape. The Sufis' approach to Islam was inclusive and adaptive. They incorporated local customs and traditions into their practices, making Islam more accessible to the masses. For example, the annual Uars celebrations at Sufi shrines, which commemorate the death anniversaries of saints, blend Islamic rituals with local folk traditions. This syncretic approach not only facilitated mass conversions but also fostered a unique Islamic culture that was deeply rooted in the region's heritage. The Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal Empire, Islamic Golden Age in South Asia. The establishment of the Delhi Sultanate in 1206 marked the beginning of a new era for Islam in the subcontinent. For over 3 centuries, the Sultanate ruled much of present-day Pakistan and India, leaving a lasting legacy of Islamic architecture, literature, and governance. The Qutb Minar in Delhi and the Shahi Mosque in Lahore are enduring symbols of this period. However, it was under the Mughal Empire, 1526 to 1857, that Islamic culture reached its zenith in South Asia. The Mughals, descendants of Timur and Genghis Khan, were patrons of art, architecture, and learning. Emperor Akbar the Great, 1556 to 1605, is particularly notable for his policy of religious tolerance. He abolished the jizya tax, promoted interfaith dialogue, and even founded a new religion, Din-i-Ilahi, which sought to blend elements of Islam, Hinduism, and other faiths. Akbar's grandson, Shah Jahan, is best known for commissioning the Taj Mahal, a masterpiece of Islamic architecture. However, it was under Aurangzeb, 1658 to 1707, that Islam became more deeply entrenched in the region's identity. Aurangzeb's reign saw the construction of iconic landmarks like the Badshahi Mosque in Lahore and the enforcement of Sharia law. While his policies were controversial, they reinforced the Islamic character of the region. The decline of the Mughal Empire and the rise of colonialism. The decline of the Mughal Empire in the 18th century created a power vacuum in the subcontinent. Regional powers like the Sikh Empire in Punjab and the Marathas in central India rose to prominence, while European colonial powers, particularly the British, began to expand their influence. The British colonization of India in the 19th century marked a turning point in the region's history. The colonial rulers' divide and rule policy exacerbated religious tensions between Muslims and Hindus. Muslims, who had once been the ruling class, found themselves marginalized under British rule. This sense of alienation led to the emergence of the two-nation theory, which argued that Muslims and Hindus were distinct nations with their own customs, religion, and traditions. Leaders like Sir Syed Ahmed Khan and Allama Iqbal played a crucial role in articulating this theory. Sir Syed founded the Aligarh Muslim University to promote modern education among Muslims, while Iqbal's poetry and philosophy inspired a sense of Muslim identity and unity. These efforts laid the intellectual foundation for the demand for a separate homeland for Muslims. The creation of Pakistan, an Islamic state. The demand for a separate Muslim state gained momentum in the early 20th century, culminating in the creation of Pakistan on August 14, 1947. The country's founder, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, envisioned Pakistan as a modern, democratic state where Muslims could live according to their faith. However, the early years of independence were marked by challenges, including the mass migration of refugees, economic instability, and the need to define the role of Islam in the new state. The Objectives Resolution of 1949 laid the groundwork for Pakistan's Islamic identity. It declared that sovereignty belongs to Allah and that the state would strive to enable Muslims to live according to Islamic principles. This resolution later became part of the Constitution of Pakistan, solidifying Islam's role in the nation's governance. Islamization under Zia-ul-Haq, 1977 to 1988. The 1970s and 1980s saw a wave of Islamization under President Zia-ul-Haq. Zia sought to align Pakistan's laws and institutions with Islamic teachings, introducing measures such as the establishment of Sharia courts, the enforcement of Hudud ordinances, Islamic penalties, and the promotion of madrasas, religious schools. While these measures strengthened the Islamic character of the state, they also sparked debates about the balance between religion and modernity. Islam in contemporary Pakistan today. Islam is deeply embedded in Pakistan's culture and society. From the call to prayer echoing through bustling cities to the vibrant celebrations of Eid and Muharram, the influence of Islam is omnipresent. The country's literature, music, and art reflect a rich Islamic heritage, while its legal and political systems continue to grapple with the challenges of implementing Islamic principles in a rapidly changing world. That's all for today's discussion on the rise of Islam in Pakistan. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Informative channel. See you in the next video.